please hit that subscribe button. Hey everybody, better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live.
Hey everybody, so we have a signing to talk about from the Washington Capitals that happened last night. Brenden Dillon has signed a 4-year, $3.9 million per year contract with the Washington Capitals, keeping him with the Caps for the foreseeable future. And overall, I really like this deal a lot for Washington. I like Brenden Dillon a lot. I think he's a really good, versatile defensive defenseman who you can play up and down your lineup. And with the situation that Washington is in defensively right now, this is a good move for them and a move that they needed to make. Radko Gudas, most likely leaving in free agency. He's a UFA coming up on Friday. Michael Kempny, expected to miss 6 to 8 months with an Achilles injury. That is most, if not all, of next season. They're going to be without Michael Kempny. That leaves 2 spots on that defense core in Washington, and they could not have afforded to lose Brenden Dillon as well. And Brenden Dillon's a guy that I really like. This isn't an expensive deal. This is under $4 million per year, which I think is a good cap hit for Dillon. And Brenden Dillon is a versatile guy that you can play up or down your lineup. Brenden Dillon is a guy that if you want to play him with your best defenseman, you could put him right next to John Carlson and play him next to Carlson and give him big minutes and have him be a good defensive option there. Or you could play him on your third pair, and he can play anywhere up and down that lineup. Pretty much any pairing. You could play him with your top guy. You can play him on the bottom pair. He'll be an effective defensive defenseman in any of those spots. He's obviously not going to play the power play, but he can kill penalties. He's a good stay-at-home type guy. He brings toughness to the lineup. He's not afraid to get involved physically. And overall, I've always been a huge fan of Brenden Dillon, even when he was in San Jose, even when he was in Dallas. I was a big fan of this kid, and I like what he brings to the table a lot, and I think he's a really good piece to have if you're the Washington Capitals, especially with Gudas probably leaving and Kempny out for most of next year. Having a guy like Dillon around is going to be definitely a benefit for Washington. And overall, the deal, 4 years, he's 29 years old, so this is until, 29-30 through 33/34, so not anything egregiously long. It's a good cap hit, under $4 million per season, and it keeps a very good defensive stay-at-home type defenseman around who Washington definitely needs that type of player. And he brings toughness to the lineup. He brings leadership to the lineup. He's got a ton of experience. I mean, between all the years in San Jose and now with the Capitals, he's played a ton in the playoffs. He's a good depth middle type piece to have around. And I would have loved to have seen him come play for Boston, but obviously he's decided to stay with the Washington Capitals and sign a deal there that keeps him there for the next 4 years. He got to Washington at the trade deadline last year as part of a move that the Caps made to try and set up for a playoff run. Obviously, that playoff run did not go well for Washington, but that's not Brenden Dillon's fault. Dillon's a guy that I really like a lot. So I love this deal for the Capitals. I'm happy for Brenden Dillon. He's a player. He's just always been one of my favorite kinds of players where, not a superstar. He is not going to come in there and be a superstar. He's not going to have 40 points. He's not going to play, 25 minutes a night. But he's going to come in there, he's going to play solid defense, he's going to add toughness and leadership to the lineup, and he's going to just be a really solid stay-at-home defenseman for the Washington Capitals. And for under $4 million per year, that is a very good deal for the Caps, particularly with their defensive situation. So I am a big fan of this contract. I'm a big fan of Brenden Dillon, and it's nice to see him get signed long-term. And he is going to be with the Washington Capitals for the foreseeable future. So With that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, our donation link, merch store, and Patreon are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.